Hello, I am Sean Sands. I am going to play some Hearts of Iron 4, which I haven't played for a while. The recent release of the new 1.2 patch, the Sunflower patch, has brought the game up to date a bit. Sunflower, such a pleasant name for a patch. And Operation, but it's based off of Operation Sunflower, Operation Sonnenblume. And I have no idea, I may be butchering that, which is the World War II operation that saw Germany reinforce North Africa, that sent the Desert Fox, or Win Rommel, into the Africa theater and push back against allies down there rather successfully, obviously. So they've gotten into they being Paradox have gotten into the habit of naming their patches now. They're doing that on Stellaris, named after sci-fi authors, and apparently we're going to do operations for Hearts of Iron 4, which is great. So it's been a while since I have played at all in general. So we're gonna take it a little easy here. We're gonna play the German Reich. And our goal is, at least at first, we're gonna show hopefully some of the discipline that Hitler in World War II never was able to. We are going to set as our main target and rival and primary enemy the Soviet Union. We want to take over Mother Russia, and with as little intervention, if possible, by the Allies. But of course, doesn't always work out that way. So we're going to play Germany. We're not going to turn historical AI focuses on. And the tricky thing to me about this is I am one for contiguous land masses. I don't want to kind of, I've already got Danzig up here separating, my precious Germany from Ostrusian into sort of the main fatherland over here. Just saying some of those words feels gross. So I don't want another big gap. So we need to link up with Russia in some way, and that means that we're either going to have to find a way to get into and take over Poland without getting the Allies involved. Possibly coming up through Lithuania and Latvia, particularly if the Soviets take over this area early on, or maybe securing the Anschluss, securing Yugoslavia, and toppling Romania or something like that. Who knows? It's going to be difficult to connect it all up without the Allies getting involved, and possibly an early solution to that is just knock France out before they ever join the Allies. I don't know. We will see how it goes. But our main goal is not to tangle, at least early on, with the UK and, maybe France, and certainly not the Americans, those filthy, dirty Western Hemisphere Americans, and turn our attention simply to the East. Take down the Bolsheviks, take down Stalin, and link up over here potentially with Japan, help support them, and then go from there. I don't know. We will find out. But it's fun to be back in. Yeah, we'll just be Iron Man, German Reich, and away we go. It's fun. I have not played Hearts of Iron very much lately. I've been waiting for various patches and played quite a bit when it first came out, and did a number of campaigns that I really enjoyed, but haven't messed with it since. I touched a little bit just to kind of refamiliarize myself with the various controls and stuff like that, but intend fully comfortable with the idea that I will certainly make a number of mistakes. We will go for the Rhineland right away. We're going to remilitarize the Rhineland, which is this area over here, the sort of factory heartland of Germany. That demilitarization is a long holdover from the treaties that ended World War I. In fact, a lot of I'm assuming most of you know your World War II, so I won't spend a ton of time with it. But a lot of what Germany's early national ideas are around is simply overturning the kind of penalizing agreements that were part of the treaty that ended World War I. So this demilitarization of the Rhineland, this giving of Danzig to Poland, these lands that make up Czechoslovakia and Austria and Yugoslavia, that Germany claims to have the rights to take back over, are a result of the treaties. And in many cases, they at least have a reasonable point, which is that these lands that now belong to these other sovereign nations, that in particular, are ethnically very, very German. So, I mean, that's where their argument comes from. Of course, they take it to a rather disgusting and horrible extreme, and so that's just history. So how do I want to start this? I don't really want. I'm going to get some. I don't need all these divisions. I don't really want a motorized division right now. I kind of want to focus everything down to, and this may not be the ideal way, but I would much rather kind of focus everything down to primarily infantry right away, except I do want my tank corps. I'm going to switch this guy over to infantry, and am I going to do the same? I probably will want to keep the cavalry division to help with suppression later on. I'm going to delete this for now. That's not a great cavalry division, but it might be fine once we put MPs in there, particularly if we're only using it for suppression. And our mountaineers are fine. Our infantry division has a combat width of 18. Yeah. And I probably want to kick that up to 20 at some point. We don't need to do that right away. And our Panzer division, I would like to trade out these motorized infantry, maybe. I'd like to have a pure sort of tank. I don't know. I tend to like divisions that are very consistent, but I don't know if that's necessary. So let's check them all. We will put them all together. How many do we have? We have 30 divisions right now. So we will, I want the tank divisions separate. I want them to be their own thing. And the rest of it, except for you. No, wait, that's not going to work. There's still no select all button, is there? So, not you guys. No, damn it. Not you guys. That's 27. So let's make that an army, and then we'll pull these 4 out of that army and make them their own. And we'll assign some commanders to it. Manstein is going to be commanding my tank division, I think. We'll put Guderian here in sort of our primary. Where do we want to stack them up? More likely to focus east, so let's just go ahead and get on Poland. This 4 can also just kind of be up here. And we'll give them a commander. We'll just give them Bach. And we will give Manstein the armor. Now, Navy. Where we got our Navy? So we have some here in Northwest Germany, Western Poland, Northwest Germany, Northwest Germany. I want to get all the subs together. I think I'm going to pull I'm just going to pull all these things together. And once they're there, we will split our Navy up into probably sort of 2 flotillas for the moment. Research slots. Start with 4 research slots. We're going to go with your typical production focus early on. Let's see. Do I want to go ahead and get the research savings? Why not? And are we missing anything obvious? No, we're up to speed on tanks. Field hospital would be nice, but we do start with recon and engineer, which are helpful. We can get support weapons at some point. I'm tempted to do a land doctrine right away and just get started on those. Not going to worry about battleships right away. I do want to pay some attention, if not a good bit of attention, to my navy, in case we do come into conflict with England and with the U.S. I want to be able to protect my shores more than anything else. Mobile warfare doctrine, which means we will have a fairly heavy reliance on tanks. We could switch over here to the superior firepower doctrine, which I do like, which is just infantry heavy, soft attack plus 20%, better organization, better defense, recovery rate, soft attack plus 25%. Jesus. Soft attack plus another 25%. Jesus. Mechanized, which I don't care as much about. Soft attack, reinforce, organization. Man, this is brutal. Heart attack, soft attack. This way would be much more of the traditional German blitzkrieg. So you start in with better breakthrough, a little quicker planning speed, organization improvement, organization max speed and reinforce, which is fine. Breakthrough. Tempted to switch. I mean, I like having the tanks, but I'm tempted to just move over here to superior firepower. I almost feel like it's stronger. Let me see. Organization. I mean, it's certainly nice to have the sort of power tanks going through. But how much of my army is ultimately going to be tanks? And there's stuff over here that will help, right? That soft attack. All frontline battalions gain soft attack plus 20. So, battalions. Right? The battalions, these are divisions. The battalions are these things, right? I think that's right. So is that saying, when it says frontline battalions get plus 20%, does that just mean these three in this division would get the plus 20% modifier, while these infantry would stay the same? And is that a problem? I don't know. Let's go for that doctrine. What am I losing? What was the other thing I'm losing? Nope. I think I'm going to try and do more infantry focus here. But here's the thinking behind that, particularly if we're up against Russia. Russia is just going to be this colossal, massive border, and it would be nice to be able to use those tanks for sort of punch-throughs here and there. But we're going to have supply problems. We're going to have a 2,000-3,000 mile long line that we're going to have to not just sort of secure, but push with. And that's just going to need numbers. That is going to need strong frontline numbers. So if we're doing that, I think we're going to go this way. I think we are going to go this way. We're going to lose some breakthrough in tanks, and we're going to lose that little, kind of quality of life bonuses. Losing division speed is going to suck. Planning speed. But I honestly never do that much planning with my tanks anyway. I ended up just using them just to kind of knock through. So we're going to switch this up. As that gets close, I want to see what that actually does. We don't have enough resources. No surprise there. We'll need oil, which we obviously always need. And we will trade with the Americans. I didn't mean what I said earlier about filthy Western Hemisphere Americans. We love your oil. I mean you. And your oil. Rubber. Netherlands. Always good for that. The Netherlands are just... the Netherlands are rich with just these... so much... Where's the... There it is. So much rubber down here. It's disgusting. Disgusting. Good. And... Factories, we start off with a total of 82 factories. 19 are already in use. We have 9 naval dockyards, and we have 20 military factories already going. I still am of the mindset that just kind of powering down here on civilian factories early on is good. All our troops already have full organization and full strength. So, I mean, we're not sitting here struggling, like behind on infantry equipment or support equipment or anything like that. So I think we have some wiggle room here to kind of build up some more factories. I'd like to get maybe another 12 or 13 or so. Probably not that many right away, though. Do here 9, 10, 11. Yeah, that should give us at least that'll give us close to 2 full lines, and then we'll figure out what we want to do after that. Military factories. We're good on infantry and support equipments. It would be nice to sort of stockpile that stuff, and particularly because we're about to build a bunch of divisions. Going to need, we have 20 to spend. More light tanks, more artillery, more support equipment. Pretty happy with infantry equipment. I'd really like kind of nailing down our fighters early on. Tempted to start just pumping out fighters. And even a little bit more attention to bombers and close air support here. We're kind of spreading everything a little thin. Sort of a jack of all trades, master of none situation here. Get a little more infantry, tanks, motorized. I never use motorized all that much. I might use mechanized more later, but I'm happy just kind of holding status quo there. Probably ought to get a little bit more support equipment because we are going to want to add more support to our divisions. And if we're going to be going heavy, if we're going to be going heavy infantry as opposed to armor, we ought to try and stay a little bit ahead of the game. We also have a free dockyard, which we will just apply to our submarines. I think we want a good amount of submarines. We're going to need even more oil. Hey, America! You're the best and we love you. Please do not start a war with us. We do not want that. Yeah, okay. Well, it might need more in a minute. Finally, no divisions in basic training. We're going to train some soldiers. We're going to just set up 10 lines. I love this little button right here. Let's make them show up here in Hanover. And then I want to train up some armor divisions, which we will just have put in Brandenburg. Is this enough? Is this enough? A couple more. Because we want to get up to be able to do like the Anschluss here, we need at least 550,000 troops in the field to be able to do that. You know, even getting further down into like demanding Slovenia, demanding the Sudetenland, we'll need 750,000 in the field to do those. So we need to get troops out and simply, you know, training is the early plan. We'll kick it up to speed 4 right away, and we're off. We're off and away. After a good bit of planning here, yeah, we're all set. So we'll just, you know, I think I kind of want these guys on the French border, actually. That's where any... I've changed my mind. Yes, I want you guys to go on the French border. And maybe we will just simply bring these... Oh, we'll leave those guys there for now. It's fine. Yeah, okay, so we have these over here. We're going to put them together. Let's get a sub-fleet. And we will give that sub-fleet to Dönitz. Something like that. And we will give... German command flotilla. That's not when any of those, don't use any of those words, right? I'm sure. No, retreat. No, I don't know. Don't really have very good. We'll just do, we'll do him. And we will set you to the side. I'm just going to go ahead and set you on convoy rating so that when it comes time, I won't forget. and we will have any submarines go directly to... oh, we need to rename that for sure. We'll call them the Wolf Pack 1. And that's set up to go to. Yeah, awesome. Perfect. Insufficient resources still. Still need more oil. Hey, the United States, I'd like your oil. Hey, the Netherlands, give me some rubber. Okay, well, let's never do that again. You guys, I didn't assign you to the front. Get on this front. Let's see. So, that's the starting positions. Early goals, I think, while we wait for getting enough troops in the field, we'll come over here, do the Reichstautobahn, the West Wall, and down into Industrial Effort 1 and 2. In the near term, I'd like to get down here and pick up my last extra research slot. In between, as we can, we'll do the Anschluss. Befriend Poland is an interesting idea. As an alternative to just fighting Poland, having them on my side against the Russians could be really, really helpful. Pay to Czechoslovakia, and then we give up Slovakia, the remainder of Slovakia, for getting Danzig back, and then we befriend Poland. And then over here, we do Slovenia, and get the rest of Yugoslavia. And maybe the tricky thing will be the taking down Romania part. I mean, it won't be tricky, but doing it without irking the entire world could be interesting. All right. The French capitulated and simply let us take the Rhineland back. We can modify the government, which I think we will right away just get more political power. Where is that guy? There he is. Oh, wow. Hello. That was a sneeze. Whew. Okay, Rudolf Hess, sure. He's a real prince. Man, I kind of hate having to use all these names. They're like, here, who should I use? Oh, great, it's Hess. It's Rudolf Hess. I guess I will put him to use for me. Oh, well, actually, I'm going to stop right there because apparently I'm getting a call, and we will see you again real soon. Anyway, thanks for joining as always for Hearts of Iron 4. Be back with more of our campaign against the USSR. Thank you for joining. We'll see you soon.